Okay, so in this video we want to talk about how to use your calendar and also how to use your calendar to set an assignment. How to use your calendar to create events and inform your students of what's coming up and when, and also to use your calendar for your, I guess, organisational purposes as well. So this is my calendar as it stands at the moment. It's on a weekly view. You can see that week here is highlighted. If I want to go to next week, I simply use the arrow here and it takes me to next week and back again. If I want a monthly view, then I can look at my month here, and I like the agenda too because that just outlines the stuff that has been listed for that particular week. So if I just want to see what has been entered, then I can actually select agenda. But I'll go back to week. And how do you actually add something? So, for example, if I know that on the 30th of October I'm going to be wanting my PE kids to do a test. So if I just come across to the 30th of October, and that's going to be in the morning. The test I'm not going to set as an assignment, but I do want to create it as an event in the calendar so that students know that that test is coming up. And obviously when we get parents and caregivers on board, they'll be able to look at the calendar and they'll know that it's coming up as well. So if I just click in this square, it automatically takes me to that date. It's an event. You can see here it's selected event. If I wanted to create an assignment, I'd click on assignment, but in this case I'm wanting to create an event. The title can be Year 10 Spec PE Test. Now that will actually start at around about 8:50 AM through to 10:15 AM. The location would be G04. Calendar, I don't want that to appear just on my calendar. I want it to appear on my 10 SPE2 calendar because that's that class calendar. So I want the students in that class to be able to see this event. So I've got everything there that I want to do, everything there that I want, and now I'm just going to submit it. So you can see here that I've set that, my Year 10 Specialist PE test as an event. You might want to think about excursions, tests, different events, different things that you want to remind students of when you're actually creating an event. So that's one part of the calendar, is to create an event. I guess I also like the idea of having a shortcut to creating assignments from within here as well. So if I knew that on the Tuesday of week 3 I had an assignment for that class due, if I click here on that Tuesday, and this time I'm going to say that I want an assignment due on that date. That assignment for that class is going to be an issues analysis. It's due on that date. I can also put the time in if I want to, what time it's actually going to be due. Again, I'm going to set it for 10 SPE. If it was for my research project class, I would choose that. If it was for the maths class, not that I teach that maths class, but if it was, I'd choose that maths class. You've got to make sure that you're choosing the right calendar or the right class that it's for. I think from memory we can set up groups within our mark book. So for example, if I was to set up a PE practical group and a PE theory group, then this task would come out of the theory group and that would be weighted accordingly within my mark book. But for the moment, the only group that I've got here is assignments. That's not enough for me to set this assignment, so I want to go choose more options. And that takes me, you can see where it's taken me. It's taken me to my 10 Specialist PE course page, and I'm the assignment area of that course page. Some information's already here, like it says the issues analysis, the title that I put in, and I'm wanting to set up some information about that task within this field here. So I'm going to write something like please complete the assignment as per the task sheet below. And then you can see on the right of the screen over here that I can insert content into this page. I want to insert a file. I want to insert a file. Now, before, you know how we spoke about you can enter files for your different courses. I actually uploaded this task, the issues analysis assessment task here, so I can enter that file, insert that content into this page. If that file wasn't there, if the file didn't exist in the files area of my course, all I did before when I was sort of practicing this was I just chose upload a new file. I found where it was and then I added it to my course files here. So even if it isn't in your course files, you can select upload a new file and it will be there. I want to jazz it up a little bit, so I'm going to go to images. I think we were told in the initial training that if we wanted to find images on Flickr Creative Commons, the reason you would do that is because the images that are there, there's no copyright issues surrounding them. So there's no issues with using these particular images. Now, because it's issues in sport assignment, I'd really like a picture of Ben Johnson, the athlete who was a drug cheat. So let's put him in, and it's mucked up with it has mucked me up a little bit, but that's okay. The information that I want is still there, so please complete the assignment as per the task sheet below. They can access that task sheet, but there's some more information that I want to enter here. So points, what marks do I want this assignment to be out of? I'm just going to keep it at 20 at the moment. We spoke about group before. How do I want to display the mark? Do I want to display it as a percentage, as a points out of 20, as a letter grade, GPA scale? I think I'm going to choose percentage in this case. I want them to submit it online. There are some other options there, but I'm going to ask them to submit it back to me using Canvas, and I want them to upload a file. So I've chosen here file upload. If I wanted them to type information into this assignment as it exists in Canvas, then I'd type text entry. If I wanted them to record something, I'd choose media recordings, create a website URL. If I wanted to, I could restrict the type of file that they're sending me. In most cases, I don't see that as being an issue, but I could restrict the type of file that they send me. But I want them to send me a file upload. Is this a group assignment? No, it's not a group assignment. It's an individual assignment. Does it require peer reviews? No, it doesn't. I want to assign it to everyone. If I wanted to assign it to individuals, I could, but I want to assign it to 10 SPE. That's the group that I'm wanting to assign it to, and I can just check what this everyone else actually means, and I just think that means everyone in my class, but I might just get rid of that because I want it to go to everyone in that group, and I'm pretty sure that's right. I want it due on that date at that time. I could change it if I wanted to change it. I want it available from today. So today's date's the 14th, so I want it available from the 14th, from 9 o'clock AM and until, well, I guess ideally only October the 27th, but possibly I want it available beyond that in case students are going to be a little bit late on actually submitting it. So perhaps the 30th at 11:59 PM. And you remember we said that if you're wanting to change the due date, you can just move it on your calendar once it appears there. So I think I've got everything that I need there. Let's just save that, or perhaps I'll save and publish it, which means that I'm saving that task and it's also been published to students. So if I go back to my calendar, and we scroll through to the week where I actually said that, then you can see here my 10 specialist PE assignment has been set for that time. And if I have a change of mind and I actually want to make it due on the Friday, I can simply click and drag that assignment from my calendar. So and look, that's the first time that I've set an assignment using Canvas. It seems relatively user friendly. It doesn't seem difficult to use. So and I can delete that if I want to. I will delete it in a minute. So if I go into that assignment, I can delete that assignment. Yes, I want to delete that because it's not actually a real assignment. I just did it for the purposes of this particular training video. So that's how you would set an assignment. I hope that's been useful. Feel free to have a bit of a play around with setting assignments, knowing that it is relatively easy just to delete that assignment as well.